Welcome everybody. We'll start as usual with the lighting.
Hare Krishna, Nancy.
Hare Krishna.
Okay, seems like my YouTube is still active. Here's Anand Patel. Welcome, Anand. Prabhu.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji.
Hare Krishna. Okay, so we'll start with the lighting of the lamp as usual.
All right, so we'll start recording.
Wondering why this is happening. It's sort of
Hare Krishna, welcome everybody. We'll start as usual with the lighting. Hare Krishna, Nancy.
Hare Krishna.
Okay, like my YouTube is still good.
Oh yes, I can see why. YouTube was up. So I'm doubling up on YouTube. That's what happened. Okay, so this will have to be cleaned up at some point. All right, so now that won't happen. And start with lighting of the lamp as usual. Om Kravyadnam Agnim Prayanomiduram Yamarajam Gachatu Vipravaha. So the lamp is lit. All right.
Here?
Yeah. No, one over there, one here, and
Okay. All right, now we offer our customary prayer. Om Gyan Timirandhasya Gyan Janashalakaya Chakshurunmritam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. I was born in the darkest of ignorance, and by the sweetest graces of my spiritual master, my darkened eyes were opened with the salve of love in the form of transcendental knowledge. I offer my respectful obeisances, gratitude, and homage to him. Hare Krishna. So over the last 3 days, we've recorded doing Japa together, or whoever was online with me. And today I'm shifting the emphasis a little because I spoke of some documents in the past, and I want to speak a little more about them today. So the first document that I shared with everybody was the document from which we were going to chant. And this is that document. Just removing the controls there. So, Nancy, does that document show up on the screen?
yes.
Yes. So it starts with Gaura Nityananda. So Gaura Nityananda are the names of the Lord. Gaura is the name of Lord Chaitanya. Lord Chaitanya is none other than Radha and Krishna coming back together again. And Lord Nityananda is Krishna's elder brother, Balaram. Whenever Lord Chaitanya comes, Lord Chaitanya is Gauranga. He comes once in a day of Brahma, just as Krishna comes once in a day of Brahma. So a day of Brahma lasts 8,640,000,000 years of our time. 8,640,000 years is actually considered to be one cycle of the 4 yugas, day and night. So half of it is day, half of it is night. And then when that cycles 1,000 times, that's a day of Brahma. I mean, that's, when these yugas cycle 1,000 times, each of the 4 yugas cycle 1,000 times in the day and 1,000 times in the night, that's when you have this very long period of time called 8,640,000,000 years. So in all of that time, Lord Krishna comes once in a yuga called Dwapar Yuga, and then after that comes Lord Chaitanya, because Lord Krishna does pastimes which cannot be understood well, and also to spread the knowledge of Krishna consciousness, Lord Chaitanya comes and is considered the most munificent incarnation of the Lord. And he comes for the most fallen, because the most fallen age is Kali Yuga, that comes after the Dwapar Yuga whenever Krishna appears. So taking these two names, Gaura Nityananda, is very powerful. And so the recommendation is given by Srila Prabhupada in the Chaitanya Charitamrita, which is like the most advanced texts in Krishna consciousness, that if we chant the names of Gaura Nityananda, then even sinful people can make rapid advancement in Krishna consciousness. So we chant one round on the beads, which is 108 beads, in 108 beads in one round, strung together, representing the 108 Upanishads and representing the 108 principal servants of Radha and Krishna, the principal representatives of Radha and Krishna, like that. Nancy, do you mind muting? I think.
Oh, sure.
Some voice coming through. So, thank you. So, and then we start the next round. The first round we do with Gaura Nityananda. Then we chant many rounds of the Hare Krishna Maha Mantra, which is the third mantra. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, like that. So these are the beads on which we chant the holy names like this. These are beads, 108 beads in a set. And then this is a bead bag in which we put the beads. So this is a bead bag here in which we actually put the beads. And the beads go through a pocket in the bead bag and goes right through there. And one more person coming in. And then what we do is that we hold the beads in a way. I'm explaining this because this then allows people to understand what we're doing. So we hold the beads, like this here. And and the way we do that is each bead, we roll the bead for half the mantra, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. And for the other half, we keep it standing still. So we chant Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. And then we hold it still, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. So like that, we chant on each of the 108 beads. So we start, of course, with the Gaura Nityananda mantra, and we chant on those 108 beads, Gaura Nityananda. For Gaura Nityananda, we don't have to rotate the beads for half and then hold it for the other half because only 2 words in there. Okay? But for the Hare Krishna Maha mantra, we do that. And then we chant the second mantra that you see on the screen, Sri Krishna Chaitanya, Prabhu Nityananda, Shri Advaita Gadadhara Shivas Adigora Bhakta Vrinda. That mantra is called the Pancha Tattva Maha mantra. Pancha means 5, Tattva means the 5 personalities who give the greatest mercy in this age of quarrel and hypocrisy, this dense, dark age of quarrel and hypocrisy, like that. So on the first bead, we chant Jai Sri Krishna Chaitanya, Prabhu Nityananda, Sri Advaita Gadadhar, Shivasti Gaur Bhaktivinoda. I have another set of beads here also. I'll show it on that. So here, on the first bead, like we see, this is the middle bead on which we never chant, and then the first bead, we chant Jai Sri Krishna Chaitanya, Prabhu Nityananda, Sri Advaita Gadadhar, Shivas, Adi Gaur Bhakta Vrinda, like that. And then we start the Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama, Hare Hare. So these 5 personalities that we mentioned in the Panchatattva Maha mantra, the middle mantra that you see in that list of 3 mantras, is a mantra that actually creates auspiciousness and purity so that we may be focused when we're chanting, because chanting of the holy names of the Lord is a direct communication between the person who's chanting and the Lord himself. This is they call it the red line. Like, say, for example, in the United States of America, there's this thing called the red phone, which is a red line, direct line to the President of the United States of America. So this is like a direct line to the Supreme Personality of Godhead, the original Supreme Personality of Godhead, Sri Krishna, like that. So when we chant that Sri Krishna Chaitanya mantra, that mantra helps us so that we may be focused when we are chanting the holy names of the Lord and relating to the Lord, communicating with the Lord. What are we communicating to the Lord? The mantra itself says, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. That's the Hare Krishna Maha Mantra. Maha Mantra means the mantra in which all other mantras are contained. So that is the mantra in this age that has all mantras in it. What does mantra mean? Man means mind, and tra means to transcend the mind. Because unless we transcend ordinary life, material life, we cannot reach spiritual life. And then, in that spiritual life, when we actually engage our natural instincts, serving and loving the Lord, that is called transcendental activity. That is called devotional service, transcendental devotional service, like that. So that is what we're doing when we're chanting. It's a very, very powerful activity. There is no activity in the world that can compare. I may sometimes blow you out of the mind, or blow you out of the water, like they say, when I say some things. But basically, if you just chant one round, which means 108 beads of the Hare Krishna mantra, Hare Krishna Maha Mantra, which may take you anytime between 7 to 10 minutes, you're doing more than you can do in 1,000,000 lifetimes of material living, no matter how successful you are. You can take the most successful materialist in the world, and he or she can live for 100 million lifetimes being so successful, and that cannot compare to just one round of chanting the Hare Krishna Maha Mantra with purity, with sincerity, doing it in a way that we are actually communicating with the Lord, with all of our senses, all of our minds, all of our mind, our intelligence, our emotion, our ego, like that, our consciousness. These are all immersed in the chanting of the holy name of the Lord. So that is the chanting of the holy name of the Lord. And if you have any questions, just put the questions on in the section where you're allowed to put comments on smile.com. This is where this video appears. Smile is spelled SMHYL. S stands for Sankirtan. The M stands for Maha. The Y stands for Yajna. Sankirtan Maha Yajna, SMY. And H stands for the holy name, and L for lifestyle. So smile.com, SMHYL.com. Log on there, sign up, and actually ask any questions you want to ask, and we'll explain. Today, I'm going to start talking about something that is very important. All of these sessions are only half an hour, and we're keeping them to half an hour just so that you can understand this bite size, makes it easy to understand and easy to follow. In the last 3 sessions, we actually showed you the chanting. We actually did the chanting on the beads. So if you want to see that, go back to the previous 3 recordings that have been archived and see that and chant along. Chant along. That's why we have that there. So you can chant along. If you chant along with another person chanting, your chanting multiplies 1,000 times. So that's very powerful. It's like doing 1,000 rounds, or to speak of 1 round, like that. And for those of us who are initiated into the lineage of the holy name, we actually chant a minimum of 16 rounds a day, like that. Takes approximately 1.5 to 2 hours a day, like that. That's the most powerful meditation anybody can do. And there will be a session I will do to to show that, how that happens, how it happens that this meditation and manifestation system creates the most powerful results, way beyond your wildest dreams, your most ecstatic dreams, way beyond anyone's most wildest and most ecstatic dreams. In fact, I would say way beyond everybody's put together wildest and most ecstatic dreams, like that. So take advantage of this. This is just an amazing program. Your life will become miraculous. Those of us who are experiencing it actually have confidence in this because it has actually happened in our lives. And so this is why we're speaking with confidence like that and extemporaneously. I've not scripted this. Nothing needs to be scripted when the heart is fully immersed in the holy names of the Lord and attached to serving the Lord with a focused mind, a focused intelligence, focused emotions, focused ego, consciousness, like that. That happens when we engage our natural instincts spontaneously in the service and love of the Lord. And that's the whole process. This process creates that type of situation. And that is the purpose of human life. The ultimate purpose of human life is said to be Krishna Prema. Krishna means the all-attractive God, the original, supreme, all-attractive personality of God. That's the name Krishna, and Prema means love. This is divine love. This is eternal love. This is transcendental love that cannot be experienced in worldly love. Worldly love is like a drop in an ocean, and transcendental love, spiritual love like that, is actually like the whole ocean itself, an unlimited ocean. And material love is like just one drop. And just for that one drop, how people in this world make so much effort, absolutely so much effort. So here, the effort really pays off when we actually enter into transcendental love. Very good. So the document I'm going to start speaking about today, and I'll speak for about 10 minutes and then carry on in the next session tomorrow at the same time, is actually the Seven Flames document. I call it the Seven Flames document. I'm going to share it now. So this is the Seven Flames document. And in the Seven Flames document, you see that there is a verse, Cheto Darpanam Marjanam, Bhav Mahadavagni Nirvapanam. This is one in a series of 8 verses that Lord Chaitanya, Lord Gauranga, the name we gave Gaura Nityananda, he wrote 8 verses in all of his life. What he explained was the highest knowledge, complete knowledge. I mean, just volumes and volumes and volumes and volumes of knowledge. Any one of his followers also wrote so many verses also. One great example is a personality whose name is Jiva Goswami. He wrote what is called the Sat Sandarbhas, and the Sat Sandarbhas are made up of 400,000 verses. The Srimad Bhagavatam, which has 18,000 verses, comes in 12 volumes and takes years to study. That's just 18,000 verses. He wrote 400,000 verses. And like that, there are many, many of his followers who wrote amazing books. But Lord Chaitanya explained all of that, and then they wrote the books based on the knowledge that he gave. He came to give the knowledge of God so that we can go back home, back to Godhead, which is our original home in the spiritual world, where life is full of enlivenment, knowledge, awareness, and bliss, ecstasy. Amazing. Whereas here in this world is characterized by 2 words, misery and instability, impermanence, instability, like that. So misery and instability. And we can see that these 2 always stalk us in our lives. Often misery comes to our lives, and when something happens, after a while, it becomes unstable. And so things become temporary. You can't really have anything permanently like that. At the end, death comes and takes everything away, like that. So in this document, you can see there's a word-for-word transliteration called the synonyms. Like for the word cheta, cheto means of the heart. Darpana means the mirror. Marjanam means cleansing, like that. And then it's put into a full sentence, which is called the translation. So the translation is what I'm going to be speaking about today. And we'll go on for the next 8 minutes, and then I'll continue in the next video, the rest of it. So the translation starts by saying, let there be all victory for the chanting of the holy name of the Lord Krishna. Let there be all victory for the chanting of the holy name of Lord Krishna, which can, and then it gives 7 amazing, very, very powerful, compelling outcomes, benefits, and emotional triumphs of chanting the holy names of Krishna, the holy names of God. Now, one can also chant the holy names of God in terms of the other names of God, because there are many names of God. For example, Christ, Allah, Jehovah, Buddha, like that, Brahma, Vishnu, many names of God. There are many wonderful names of God. And all of them refer to one God. Ultimately, there is only one God. And he has different names for his different attributes. But when you put all the attributes together, all attractive, all attribute personality of Godhead, that name is Krishna. That is the way the word Krishna is used. And by the way, the word Christ and Krishna come from the same place. The word Christ comes from, the English word Christ comes from the Greek word Christos. The Greek word Christos comes from the Latin word Christa. And if you look up the Latin dictionary, you'll see that the Latin word Christa comes from the Sanskrit word Krishna. Sanskrit is the original language. And therefore, at one time, people spoke one language. And then there were things that happened where many languages came. And many cultures like that. But there was only one culture of God at one time. And everybody was extremely happy in that culture. And it's going to happen again. It's coming back to that situation again, where we all unite under the flag of God. There can be no brotherhood of man without the fatherhood of God. That's how things work. So let there be all victory for the chanting. So that's the first indication that when you chant the holy names of the Lord, it will create all victory. Everybody wants to win. Everybody wants to be happy. They want to achieve something of value, and especially massive value. And so when they achieve any massive value, they consider themselves victorious or winners. So it starts by saying that there will be all victory if we chant the holy names of the Lord. And then it gives 7, like I said, compelling outcomes, benefits, and emotional triumphs, which are called the 7 flames. The 7 flames of the holy name. The first being cleanses the mirror of the heart. And cleanse the mirror of the heart. The heart is the most powerful location in the body. Now, this heart is not the physical heart, which pumps blood. This heart is the spiritual heart, and it is located at the center. The center, if I get up a little bit, the center here, the center of the chest, just above the solar plexus. So that's where the spiritual heart is. And in that spiritual heart, there are 2 souls. The soul that belongs to the person, like in my case, my soul. In your case, your soul. And that's why people point here when they say me. They don't point here or point, here and say me. Everybody, generally speaking, when they say me, they point here, me, like that. So that's because that's where the soul is sitting. I call that the little I. And also the other soul is the Lord. The Lord is the super soul, the big I. Small I and the big I. These 2 souls sit there in the heart. And when you can see that, when you can see that you are the soul sitting in that place and the Lord is sitting with you, when you can realize that, that means your heart has become cleansed. Because in the meantime, what has happened is over billions of lifetimes in the past, not just 1, not just 2, billions of lifetimes in the past, we've been conditioned materially. And as a result of that conditioning, we are full of ignorance. So much ignorance that you might say we're all ignorance. Until we meet a devotee of God who has realized the truth. And that person can then impart that truth to us with the help of scripture and others who have also seen that. So the scriptures, generally called Sastra, and then the person who is actually helping you personally on a one-on-one basis is called the Guru. That's the spiritual master. That's why we started the prayer with honoring the spiritual master, because that knowledge is passed down from the Lord through a disciplic chain of spiritual masters. And then a spiritual master is on the planet can actually pass it on to others, and then they pass it on further. Everybody must do that process and be part of that chain, because that's what helps everybody come to know about God fully and correctly, and then actually go back home to the kingdom of God, which is the ultimate purpose of life. First, to rekindle their loving relationship with the Lord in this lifetime, experience it in this lifetime, not after death. After death, if you're going to experience anything in this material world, it means you're in a next body. That's all it is. And we change our bodies in this lifetime also every 7 years, because no cell in the body survives more than 7 years. So we are constantly reincarnating every 7 years, even in this life, or to speak, next life and the next life and the next life. But if our hearts become pure, then we give up the material body and we re-enter and again connect with our original spiritual body, which is made of 3 items: Sat, Chit, and Ananda. Sat means that which is eternal, which keeps us eternally and internally enlivened. Chit means that which is full of knowledge and awareness. And Ananda means full of bliss. So that's that. Body is made of those 3 items. Here the body is made of skin, bile, stool, blood, all these types of things. None of those are really very nice, by the way. But, we package it in such a way that it looks very nice, feels nice. And we splash a lot of cologne on us and this, that, and the other, and makes it smell nice. But actually, it is just ignorance over the soul. And then if we actually become Krishna conscious, God conscious like that, then the body is now being applied in the service of the Lord, and then that body is considered to be of great value, like that. Something of not much value becomes of massive value. That is the progress we want in our lives. So when the heart is cleansed, the mirror of the heart is cleansed, because what's happening is the conditioning is putting dirt on the mirror so much that now we don't even see the mirror. We just see the dirt. So we have to cleanse the mirror so that we can see ourselves properly in the mirror. We can see ourselves, we can see the Lord also. Because the Lord is with us, we can't see because the mirror is dirty. When you clean the mirror through the reflection, you'll see you're there and the Lord is beside you, like that. So when that cleansing happens, and the cleansing happens by the process of chanting the holy name, like that. When we chant, the cleansing is happening. When the cleansing happens, as the cleansing happens, you will become more and more knowledgeable. You progress. We progress towards the Lord. And every step we take towards the Lord takes hundreds of steps towards us. And we feel that happiness. So once people start doing this, they realize that this is of greatest value. And then they understand that human life with this is day and night different from life without it. And so they become very happy. And one of the things that people, when they become happy, do is also they start becoming generous. And out of their generosity, they spread this message to everybody. So the spreading of this message is very important. Krishna describes in the Bhagavad Gita, for one who spreads this message is most dear to me, and never there will be anybody more dear. So this is what happens with the cleansing of the mirror of the heart. This process starts, and amazing miracles happen in our lives. So I'm going to stop here. I'll start with the second one in the next video. If any of you who are here have any questions you'd like to ask, you can ask anything, any concerns, doubts. Happy to answer the questions. Otherwise, I'm so happy you all joined us. And of course, we're recording these now on the YouTube channel. And over a period of time, many, many people will see these recordings and become truly happy that they came to learn about something of such great value, the greatest value, and yet there's no bill that comes with it. Now, of course, there are people who sponsor programs because it costs money to do these things, but they do that out of the generosity of their heart, and we're happy to accept anything that comes as a result, but used purely for costs, not for rewarding anybody. There's no salary, no wage that anybody gets here. We can run our own businesses, do some work or whatever else for that. This is purely transcendental information, transcendental science for the highest achievement of the purpose of life, the purpose of human life. Massive value. Anybody like to say something? You can unmute. Right. Not, we'll call it a day here, and we'll see you all tomorrow at the same time and on this same channel and on Zoom. Thank you so very much. Hare Krishna.